Hi, my name is Heidi Ogden. I am a registered massage therapist and co-owner of Mint Day Spa here in beautiful Revelstoke, BC. Today I'd like to share with you a version of a Qigong exercise that I personally enjoy for opening up the chest, the upper back, and also to soften and lengthen the tendons in the upper extremities. So we're going to start in a standing position. We're going to find enough width in our stance that we feel like we can settle into the structure of our lower body. If you want to be a little bit more precise, you can measure the length of your lower leg and use that as a guide. So we're going to start with an inhale, and we're going to lift up just above the collarbones, and exhale, settling down. Again, up and down. One more time, raising our hands up to collar level height and settling down into our feet. And we're going to bring our hands together into the chest, and we're going to use a little bit of pressure, palms, opening the chest and the back. And then we're going to come into the first part of this exercise. So we're going to release from here, and we're going to come out, palms facing side to side. And the first part of this exercise, we're not going to stretch as far apart as we physically can. We're going to come about 3/4 of the way out, and we're going to play with a few different thoughts while we do this exercise. So the first thought we're going to have is that there's actually some sort of external force pressing against us, and we're going to meet that resistance. We're going to meet that force with a little bit of resistance, say 10% of your strength. And I'm not just doing that through my hands, but I'm doing that with my whole body. My feet are pushing out, my hips are pushing out, my whole body is pushing side to side to create that resistance against this external pressure. From there, we'll release. And again, we'll come up, but this time we're going to reach side to side, and we are going to lengthen our arms as far apart as physically possible. The idea here is that we're stretching our connective tissue as far apart as possible. This can create a little bit of numbness or tingling, so don't overdo it, but that's not unusual to feel some sensation in this position. Holding for a few seconds and release. And the last time we're going to come up, and this time we're going to play with the idea that we don't have any connective tissue and we're just bones. There's no resistance. And we're going to imagine our bones floating out beside us with no resistance in the body. And release. The second part of this exercise, we're going to come up and again out to the side, but this time we're going to leave our wrists flat, and we're going to come 3/4 of the way out. We're going to imagine that external force. Maybe it's elevator doors that are pushing against the body, and we're going to meet that from side to side, resisting that external force. And then release. And then come up again. And this time, with flat wrists, we're going to imagine pulling apart our connective tissue as far apart as possible. And release. And the last time, we're going to imagine that we have no resistance to this movement, that our bones are floating out in space beside us. softening the tendons, softening any tension you feel across the chest or the upper back, and release. So I want you to try that. I find that if I've been hunched over a desk or if I'm working a lot, I tend to close in the chest, but pulling our shoulders back just creates closure in the upper body or the upper back. So this helps me find that balance between opening the chest and opening the back. And whenever I'm dealing with anything, any sort of tendonitis or irritation in any of the tendons, I also find it done on a repetitive basis really goes a long way to strengthening and lengthening those tendons, and I think many of us could benefit from that. So I hope this is of benefit for you in some way, and I hope to see you again before too long with another Qigong video. Thank you.